Hey Pisces, it's Mary with Sayre. This is your weekly tarot. Uh, this is for distraction. November 24th through the 30th, 2019. And this is, so what I did I just did it different. And I have the crazy shirt. Yes, it's true. And so I put out the tarot first, and then I dropped a couple of oracle cards afterwards to kind of get a little bit more information. So we're going to talk about this. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of what to do first because there's just a lot of messages right here. So before I forget, I was starting this way, but I'm going to go that direction. So sorry for that. Anyway, that's a technical term. Wide open. So we're going to start with wide open here. This is number 42. And I'm completely energized by you or something. Something's going on here. But, okay, so wide open talks about that it's time for you to show the world who you are. It's time for you to expand yourself. Okay, this is speak your voice, get out there and do what you do well, or figure it out. But to step into the spotlight if needed. It is kind of like that, going forward, showing everybody what you've got. We all know that Pisces have incredible gifts, and they can tend to kind of keep them down and not express themselves because of, I just think it's kind of the way you come into the world, in a way. Kind of, because you're the 12th sign, you're backing up everything instead of coming out forging ahead. You're kind of bringing up the rear, but everybody needs to see what you have to offer because you have all of the zodiac. I mean, you have all of it. So, and you have so many gifts that many people never see. Okay. Okay, so the next card is Medicine Mother. Now, your mother, Medicine Mother, she talks about honor in your inner knowledge. Now, this is maybe some of the gifts that you have. You being Pisces, you probably wow, why can't I talk? Like, you know things, like, I can't even think. I mean, I do this, I can't think of the words. What's up with that? Anyway, you probably have claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairaudience, all of that stuff. Whatever the other ones are called. You know things, hear things. You might even see things and dream things that are true, okay? So we all know that about you, Pisces. You act like it's not going on, but we know better. I know better. Okay, your mother also wants you to know. Medicine Mother. It's also about healing the relationship with your mother. And if you are a mother, healing your relationship with your with your children. Medicine Mother also wants you to consider giving up that thing that's holding you back. Yeah, that addiction, that darkness, that ego, whatever it is you're hanging on to, whether it's a relationship or a person or a relationship, or I don't know, something you're distracting yourself so you don't have to move forward. It's time. Your mother wants you to know it's time. Because that's, I think, why you're holding back and people aren't seeing your gifts, right? Okay, wow. So let's talk about strength. Let's talk about what you recently conquered. So the strength card is like a Leo card, but it doesn't, it's the sign of Leo, but it doesn't have to be. It's embracing the strength. I mean, the power of the sun, power of the fire. Fire in the belly. Fire in the belly to hold back. Holding back the fire in the belly. Or having the strength to overcome what you really want to do. Like that passionate thing that you've been afraid to do because maybe you haven't let go of some kind of ill-conceived notion of yourself or somebody else. Anyway, I didn't mean to be critical. It just came out. Because you need to conquer some kind of view you had that was limiting. So I guess that could be ill-conceived, right? So Strength card also talks about having the strength, being brave, being strong, everything that strength would represent for you. Next would be the King of Cups. And this, well, this is the King of Water, King of Love. Cups is, well, it's a water sign. So you could be, this is masculine energy, but this is being in your power. I mean, whether you're masculine or feminine, this is controlling your emotions. Now, people say that the King of Cups also represents somebody who doesn't show their emotions, but this is the nature of the cups. This is the nature of water. Okay, so when you're in your power, you're controlling your emotions and not letting everybody see that. That's not a bad thing. I'm not sure why it comes off that way sometimes. What is bad is when you're like this. Then we got something to worry about. Right here, you're right where you should be, making decisions based on, what do I see? What do I know? What do I feel? What kind of intuition am I getting? And because you already know if you love somebody or not, you know that. But you don't always act on it because you know that those kind of love has to be gauged gently and carefully, right? Okay. So that's being in your power. That's good. Okay. And then we have the full reverse. And this is really funny because these are a lot like Leo's reading, which is interesting. I mean, I actually shuffled them all again, told Spirit I was sorry, but I had to make sure. But like a lot of these came out again. I don't know if you know a Leo, but you might want to check out that reading. It's the one I just loaded before this one. But, okay. So we have the Fool. Not wanting to be the Fool, not wanting to make the same mistakes. Okay? And, you know, it's like there's this thing about the Fool's journey, too, where when it's upright, you're just stepping up into your new lesson. But this lesson may not be over yet. That's why you want to make sure you're being careful. Because when the lesson's over, you integrate what you learned, then you step up as a Fool because you don't worry about repeating those things because you know if it's already changed. You understand? It's like my reality's already changed. I don't have to worry about that anymore. So then the next card is the Queen of Swords. Now this represents, it could be an air sign, could be Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. And this is a feminine energy. But when this is reversed, there's some, you know, this energy. There could be anybody embracing this energy. This person is mad. This person might have told you off. Or maybe it's you embracing this energy, telling somebody, oh, I don't think so, and this is how I feel. You know, we all have these moments. Air seems to do it. I mean, the Queen of Swords reversed, she's like this person that's had enough. She's been lied to enough. She's been cheated on enough. She's been gaslit enough. She's gone through enough relationships where she just finally has to call it like it is so she can walk. Or whatever happens after that happens. But things have to be spoken. I'm not sure if that's where you're at or if somebody's done that to you and that's created the change in your life that said, that was a catalyst for change. And maybe that's your mother. Maybe that's a mother figure. Or a daughter that's saying, daughter or son saying, this is not the way a mom should act. And I don't know what should. I don't know the story, but I'm just getting messages. Okay. It was a trigger, though. It was a trigger. Either for you, for the other person. Somehow this triggered your change. Or your change triggered that. Okay. So now we're going to look at the Magician. And that makes sense because this is the card of being lighted. Or this is somebody that is a master manipulator. It's a trickster. Reverse Magician is somebody that plays games just to mess with people or to get some over on them or to steal from them or to cheat on them or whatever happens to be the trick of the day. Okay? So, looks like that this person was calling baloney on the trick of the day. This feels like it could be an actual person, somebody embodying this energy. And maybe Pisces, you've had enough of people messing with you with their own agendas while you're trying to be cordial. Maybe that's why well, the Queen of Swords came out and let it rip. So, you know why I laugh? Because I'm a Gemini, and when I get mad, I'm the Queen of Swords reverse. I mean, it takes a lot, but yeah, especially now that I'm so much more balanced. It really does. I'll do almost anything to avoid that, but sometimes it is unavoidable. Unavoidable. All right. So then we had the Ace of Pentacles reverse, and this is, this whole thing. This has really set you back financially, and being able to. I don't know if it's. Some of it is keeping you kind of off balance, so you can't create what you want to create, build what you want to build. Go forward with your life. I want to start a business. I want to A, B, and C, D. It's kept you from being able to focus on that, or somebody from being able to focus on that. But more than this, it's actually blocked. Engaging in this has blocked this. It's not only kept you distracted, it blocked it. So I just want to, I'm just being told to say that really clear, because this not only hurts you emotionally, whatever it is you've been kind of putting off or being engaged in, it hurts you everywhere. That is emotional. Okay? We get used to living in certain circumstances, and that's not the way. Well, it just doesn't feel right, and it affects everything. We don't realize that it does, but it does. We just get used to being in that energy. Okay, so now we're going to look at strength, okay? Okay, so we have the 5 of Wands. This is chaos. This is kind of negative. This could be chaos, people talking in your ear, telling you whatever, being influenced by other people. Not only that, it's negative influences. Other side of it could be getting over being manipulated by other people. And that could be where the strength comes in. No, I'm strong enough to see the difference. Okay, so that kind of feels like that's what's going on there. Here's another 5. This is the 5 of Pentacles, and this is about being shut out. I'm tired of the financial loss, tired of being shut out. And I think it's being strong enough to actually face this stuff. Having the strength to face it. Then you have Temperance. Now this is about healing. This is about controlling this addiction. It feels like there's an addiction going on in here. Okay. As a medicine mother also talks about releasing that addiction. It's something that you're using as your go-to, so you don't have to deal with how you feel. So, or the dark feelings. But Temperance says we need that maybe you might be in the place where you're gaining strength enough to want to really put this at rest instead of just putting a Band-Aid on the addiction, or whatever that distraction is. You Band-Aid it and you say, oh, I'm good, and then it starts up again when things get tougher. However that works. So this is actual healing, and this is spiritual guidance. This is real guidance, real healing. If you want it, it's there. And in fact, they're suggesting that you take it. Okay, so King of Cups here. Well, this was not an easy thing accomplished, you balancing all this out. But it was accomplished through many nights, sleepless nights, and working through your feelings. Working through a lot of thoughts. Thought polices, dream polices. I got a dumb song stuck in my head. Cheap Trick. Anyway, it was a cheap trick. But now, because you worked through that, the dreams, all of this, not being able to sleep, and all of those feelings of anxiety and pain, they're basically in balance. That's how you, yeah. Okay, so now you already know, I already said that. But now, this is great, because this is the 3 of Wands. This is saying now you can expect better things to happen. Expect it. Okay, we have you hooked up. This is such a trippy 3 of Wands card. He's totally hooked up to his umbilical cord. He's giving these wands a life with who he is, with his inner well-being, it would imagine, right? Maybe he's watering them with his calm emotions. Wow. Okay, and then okay, so you had it going on, you conquered this, okay, you go back to sleeping well. You conquered all this anxiety and kind of depression, and and then what happens? Do 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 do. Here comes the temptation. Let's see if you really change, Pisces. Okay, are you ready for that? Are you ready for somebody to try to put you in that same spot or some situation to trigger you? Because it will happen. It will always happen. Because it's life. It's life. Stuff happens. And the temptation comes in, or the ego comes in, or the addiction comes in, the obsession comes in. You see what I'm saying? Devil. Okay. Okay. So I'm being told for you, if you want success and to not be the fool, to build in a successful plan for that. I will not go to parties where I know people are doing A, B, or C, something like that. Or I will, whatever it is that you need to avoid. Don't avoid yourself after succumbing to something. Avoid whatever gets you there. So if the feelings get you there for making the phone call, then deal with the feelings so you don't just try to avoid them. Okay? There's all different ways of doing that. So now we're looking at the Fool, right? Oh yeah, here's the party. Here's the party with the drinking. Okay? And where people get all loose. Two guys and one woman in a fish, in the water, and they're drinking. It's a three-party thing. Okay? I'm not going to expand because this is it's. I want to stay monetized. Okay? But just what I said, I'm sure is triggering in your head. Remember I said what puts you in those positions, what causes you to go to drink, go to bar, and end up in bed with somebody else. There you go. What's your plan? Unless you are building in the chance of that happening, then that's up to you. But expect things to probably go back to the way they were if this was a previous action. Even if it wasn't, changing one obsession for another will keep you stuck. It will keep you stagnant. It will keep things from moving forward in your growth. It will keep your prosperity down. Okay. So, and this is, here's the Two of Pentacles. And this is great because this is juggling. What do I want versus, what do I want versus what are my actions? What if I do this and this and this and this and this and this, and that's not a bad way to be. If I do A then B, B and A and B, 2 jobs or whatever, 2 women, I get this. Working out the consequences before you're in the middle of them going, what do I do? Acting like you didn't know it was going to happen. So, and I know sometimes I kind of hit a little bit hard. I'm not meaning to, but this is stuff that I think you know. And for somebody to say it out loud is just kind of reflecting, yeah, I haven't been very good at doing that. Yeah, I know. It's not like you don't know this. You know this. You've already looked at it. But this is just, here's the thing. It's just common sense planning to keep you successful. It's really simple. It's the stuff that we don't even think about doing when we're in the middle of that crap. Why? Why do I have to look at all that? Because, it's a happy family. Success. Peace. Abundance. Ain't that what we want? Most people do want it. They get frustrated because we choose the wrong people or wrong decisions or whatever. We say, I don't really want that because we don't want to keep wishing for it and it not coming. But it's more than wishing. It's a planning of how we're going to get there. Okay, so if you want to buy a house, you put money in savings, and then you work on your credit and you go apply for a house. So relationships, if you want a good partner, then do you think you should date 3 or 4 women or men at the same time and tell them you're not dating anybody else? Does that get you there? I don't think so. So actions have consequences, and our actions should be leading us to where we want to go, or we need to redefine where we're going, where we want to go. Okay, simple stuff. Again, it's just common sense stuff. Queen of Swords. So let's talk about this person that was a catalyst, or maybe how you ended up being this energy. Page of Wands. So this is news. Good news? Good news usually. Good news about something. Exciting news. Maybe somebody came in with excitement about this fight that they got in, this fight that they won, or maybe, I don't know. This is about a battle where you might have won, but, oh, maybe it felt good telling somebody off. Maybe. Maybe held it in so long it finally felt good, but, okay, let's pull another card. The other thing on this card is to remember that everything has consequences, even when we think we won the battle. Okay, because this is Star reverse. There was no hope here. I get it. There's no hope. So you might as well say how you feel. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes the other person does need to be responsible for how they're acting. And maybe you're the only one that told them, had the nerve to tell them. Maybe they're the only ones that had the nerve to tell you. And yeah, there's no hope. Sometimes when it gets to that point, there's no hope unless somebody can be accountable. Look. If somebody did that to you and you felt like, well, there's no hope now, there is always hope. As living and being in the Queen of Swords many times, if somebody would have came back and said, you're right, and, I don't want to be right, but been accountable for what I was saying when they were gaslighting you or being the magician reversed with this con, then it would have made the difference. Anything can be turned around. But the thing is, most people don't want to turn anything around. They just want to be the victim and they want to run away. And they want to carry on with their game. And usually most people don't even see it. Maybe like I don't see what they're trying to say to me. But that is the reality. That even when people think there's no hope if the one person is not accountable. No, you're right, there's no hope. So it's either, am I going to continue to be victimized, or are they going to be victimized, or are we going to be honest here? That's the truth, Honesty is the truth. That's funny. Okay, so let's look at the Magician reverse. This is about the trickster. This is about the person doing the gaslighting, the liar, the deceiver, the master manipulator, and it's about the broken heart that, well, that's on the mend. So, let me get another card. We got the Eight of Swords reversed. So, I'm not sure if somebody took up this stance to heal their broken heart because they figure, I've been hurt enough, I can dish it out. That's tough. Because there's innocent people involved when we have this stance, okay? There's innocent people when we say, I've been screwed over, I don't care how I treat people now. I'm not saying that's going on, but if that's the vibe I'm getting, then whoever's doing this will pay for it. They'll pay for it. Because when somebody purposely hurts other people instead of taking the high road, you've taken their karma away and you've dished it out, therefore creating more karma. Okay, you've created more for yourself when you could have just went, well, it doesn't serve me to be here, and go. And then you create rewards, but see, that was totally bypassed. So that's one of the reasons why we need to be careful. We need to think that through. Because two wrongs don't make a right. Nope, it keep you out of your sunshine, keep you from walking in the truth. This is the Eight of Pentacles. It keeps you from mastering your own life because you're not living your own life. You're living in someone else's deception, trying to get even. Wow, right? It's true. It's not even your life. When you go after someone trying to get back at it, revenge, that's not your life. That's revenge. So it puts you that far back from mastering your life. And then you have to rebuild all that you destroyed in yourself, with yourself. One more card here. So the Knight of Wands is about, it's about having the realization that you don't want to give up. You want to move forward. So moving forward typically means I move forward in my life, not being manipulating. So maybe this is the stuff you conquered, Pisces. Maybe that's what this review is about. Maybe that's looking at how somebody hurt you and you went back at them. And it's just, It's just bad. It's bad. The ante gets up and people get hurt more and children get hurt. And then they get to see how to live their life and they get to create the same thing. It's really sad. So, that's wanting to change things, deciding what I'm going to defend. Am I going to defend this old place or I'm going to move on? I think you're figuring that out because that's upright. So, this is the Ace of Pentacles. This is about reverse. It's about our abundance being blocked, for forward movement in our lives being blocked, growth and all that. Well, we do have to put these burdens down that we've been carrying. We have to put other people's burdens down, other people's pain, what we feel people owe us, all of that crap. And after a while, it does feel like crap, doesn't it? It feels like that big bag of burdens. I mean, this guy is like this gnarly animal with big old teeth, but it still looks heavy to him. It's time to put that down. It's the end of the cycle. Thank goodness. 4 of Pentacles reversed. Now, I want you to take a look at this card. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah, this is like a guy holding his pentacles. Now, this is some zombie-looking person trying to drag him down. When this is reversed, okay, so this is protection mode, you know. This is reversed, no. So, I think this is another warning. Where are you willing to let people drag you? This is part of what's been holding you back and creating more burdens, is where you're allowing people to drag you. And where you've dragged people because of it was selfish, something selfish, like addiction or desire. Sorry, I had to say it. There's a lot of, it feels like desire, run amok, you know, like, I don't know. It just feels like maybe not the healthiest thing there. Okay. And we're all dealing with that. Don't get me wrong. I have to deal with mine. So, sun reverse. Okay, so this is not, I thought this other card was a sun. And, you know, because I could, like, feel it coming. But sun reverse talks about not being able to be in the sun and talk with my hands. And, you know, not being able to be standing in your truth, standing in an honorable place. Because when these guys are naked, you know, these are naked. And this is seeing yourself. It kind of reminds me of being okay with yourself. So you can be in the sunlight. And it doesn't matter what anybody says. You have the proper reflection of yourself and you know who you are. And this is not being able to be, it's kept you from this, from your success, from moving forward, from knowing that you can achieve anything, you know, happiness. Okay. That is some other, don't forget that it's about the releasing of what you need to release. Last card. So the 4 of Wands is, I don't know if you're going through a divorce, or you had a girlfriend or boyfriend, however, spouse, friends move out, or you had like a disruption at your home. This is a card of like home and engagement, marriage, engagement party, you know, happy times. Just no, no. It's kind of it's an unhappy home. Okay. All right. So we're going to do one more card. Releasing this addiction will allow you to discover your gifts. You see, it's just one big distraction. So, maybe you were always supposed to be here at this time so you could have that wonderful change that you need. Keep the vigil. Justice will triumph. This is really nice. This is a Templar. Okay, oh, can't really see the words, but keep the vigil, justice will triumph. So, there's a cup here. This is a cup of love. This is divine love in your cup. So that's cool. Okay, he has a sword of truth. Get it? Self-love, the sword of truth. This is what it's about. And if you have any homework for this week to take from it, consider living in your truth and loving yourself enough to do right by yourself first. By yourself. Not excuses. You know what that is. You know the difference. And Medicine Mother here is telling you with love that you need to change this, that you're better than this, that you're better than this. In fact, you can't imagine how great you are. You just can't even see it yet. But you will. And you're worth it. Not only you're worth it, but everybody else is worth you being your best. Wow, right? I love you, Pisces. Have a good week. And happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.